What's going on, y'all? Grind to Motivate back in this thing again, man, with another video. And today, man, I want to talk about Chris Brown and his whole situation with the grape accusation that that got overturned and whatnot. And I want to talk about the dark sides of busting block, man. And just a couple, 2-3 content creators that I've been looking at lately that have felt like had some good points and whatnot. And the first guy I was thinking about is right now is Falcon Black.
To get women in your so-called orbit, you need to do so many things. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of energy to be in the places, to meet certain kinds of women, and to then engage with them, and to then have their contact details, and to be in communication and go through all of these things that just consume a lot of time and energy away from things that you're supposed to be doing. If you're kind of broke, then you need to be figuring out a way to get into some sort of career or field where you can increase your money, right?
And nobody has an infinite amount of time. It's finite. I know it's common sense and everybody says it, but you really got to think about that, man. You put in all these resources to talk to this girl on I don't know, you're talking to a bunch of girls and you're sitting there on your phone waiting on her to text you back or something. I don't know if you're lame, you probably are. You ain't got no business about yourself, but you might be doing that. You have to go on dates and everything to make these folks feel comfortable, or you have to have them come over your house, and they might not even bust. Even if they do come over your house, you're not guaranteed to bust them open. If they come over your house, they might come over and want to watch a movie, and a trash ass movie or something like that. And then maybe you turned on a movie that you really wanted to watch, and they're like, nah, I want to watch SVU. And now you sitting there watching SVU. I mean, SVU I guess ain't a bad show, but you don't want to watch it. So I mean, you sat there and wasted your time.
I know it's easier said than done and all that kind of stuff. I feel like every man does need a social life, but at the same time, I think every man at some point in his life has to sit down and bad back and go focus on whatever it is that he wants to get out of life. Like maybe you have to take a few months, then you come back and maybe you talk to some girls. Maybe you have to take a whole year. Maybe you're somebody who just is really down bad. You need a couple years. You never know, man. I don't know, but if you're out here wasting your time trying to get girls' numbers and everything like that, and you're living at your mom's house, I think you're not being the smartest guy. So be smart.
She asked you what kind of food you got. You had to go buy her some food. You ain't really got the monies like that because your purpose ain't took off yet. And now you're wasting time, and also your sleep game is down. So the next day you're tired, and you might not be as productive as you should have been because you stayed up trying to coerce this little maybe a 5 at best woman to bust out. And yeah, man, that's just one of the dark sides of busting block, man. You lose out on your purpose, man. You're wasting a lot of time trying to bust and block, and I think it's silly that some of these dating coaches preach things like, or they just kind of make it seem like it's so cool to bust around and have so many different girls and stuff, because you don't really accomplish anything by that. It's just like a video game. You're just kind of like you made an achievement. Like video games are fun and everything like that, but think about how you feel when you beat it. It's like, yeah, it was fun as hell, but it's like at the same time, dude, I didn't really get anything done in real life. I mean, I guess you can bust 1 or 2 here and there, but don't make it your objective to be out here, man. Like you think about a guy like Fresh talking about he had 1,000 bodies and everything like that, bro. Like that means you would have to be a loser. So that means Fresh's whole life and his whole story that he's told us, his whole background of everything, we don't. It's not true. We don't really know what happened. I mean, either you were a severe loser chasing 1,000 women, because whether or not they were coming easy or not, you still were having to be around, because 1,000 women by 28 is like, I gotta be present. You know? Who else we got, man? Your boy Vette talking about some, I had 100 girls in a year. That's stupid too. And then you got your boy Myron Gaines talking about some, you need 50 bodies in order to be a high value man. How can you be a high value man if you're chasing after 50? If you're chasing after women all the whole time, what kind of time are you allocating into actually building yourself up and building necessary skills that will actually improve your life and I guess get your legacy right and all that kind of stuff, man? It takes away from your happiness. It takes away from your purpose. Because at the same time, if you're not successful, it's gonna take away from your happiness. You're gonna feel like, oh man, I'm kind of whack as hell, man. I'm ugly, or maybe I'm broke, or maybe something. I don't know what, but she didn't bust me, and now you're thinking too hard and all this kind of stuff. And it's just, yeah, that's just one thing. And then obviously, man, the whole thing with Chris Brown, man, your boy AbaNPreach done talked about it.
Chris Brown had someone come after him saying that he Weinsteined her, and so it became this big thing, and she took him to court. And Chris Brown's been pretty silent about these most recent things for quite some time, but recently Chris Brown and his lawyers released a whole series of texts that ranged for a whole 9 months, in which this woman was incessantly messaging him with very little to no responses about getting back together and hooking up. And when Chris wouldn't respond and wouldn't, well then after that 9-month period elapsed, she then said he did something to her.
And you know, she got caught down bad lying. And that is not a good thing. And I agree with what Duke was saying, man. I think any woman that does something like that, they need to go to prison, man. There's no doubt about it, man. And it's not like they don't have the resources or are willing to do it, man. Because you think about somebody who lied recently, who's stupid as hell, man. Juicy Smollett, he lied about them folks hanging and putting a noose around him and calling him the N-word and all this kind of stuff. And you know, they dug deep to investigate him to try to get him into prison. But you got these girls running around here putting up false grape allegations, and they're not getting anything about it. They're just going to go live their life, and this ruins a man's life when you think about it. Like even if it doesn't actually go through in the courts, you still got a lot of people that are going to be skeptics, like, oh yeah, man, because you got to think about Chris Brown having his whole situation with Rihanna. That makes him seem unhinged. The whole situation with Rihanna, even the way that he followed Karrueche around, and maybe a few other incidents that Chris Brown has, it makes him seem unhinged. So then when you add this on top, it's like some people are like, man, it ain't hard to believe it, and it's gonna probably it could have tanked his career. It could, stop other opportunities from him. And that ain't really what it is. You got the crazy girls out there like that.
Also, whenever people are not happy, with certain outcome, they become vindictive. The vengeance is real. I'm okay. I feel like that, so you suffer. You should suffer that because this is not fair. You're gonna suffer my wrath. Yeah.
So that's another part of the Bustle Block. You're not vetting these people properly because you're thinking with the little head. You're not thinking with the big head. Yeah. And let's think about, like, maybe she did come over here too soon or something like that. She came over and she bust open too soon, and you're just so ready to bust. You didn't think about how weird that is, that she came over here and all this so fast, or that she just so about it so quickly or something like that. She's probably
the same thing we talked about Drake. When Drake coming up here, we talking about condoms and things like that. I know it sucks. You're a celebrity. This shit's crazy, but goddamn, man, you got to be selective. People are out here trying to look for what you want to get to.
She's probably not all there. She might not be all there. I mean, some people do that. Maybe you put them on a good date and the vibe was right, and y'all came home after that. That's a different story. But then you got no folks. You just called them up and was like, hoo, hoo, hoo. And they just came over and was like, hoo, hoo, hoo. And next thing you know, you got a crazy joke on your hands, and that ain't the move, man. Having a crazy joke on your hands, having a stalker on your hands is not the move at all, man. Nobody wants to be texted. Nobody wants to be called. Nobody wants to be followed around. It's the worst. It is the worst. Trust me, it is the worst. And also in the midst of that busting and blocking, what about the gifts that keep on giving, man? They can give the herp and the HIV and the goddamn and the whatever else STD you can think of that doesn't sound good. They can give all that to you, and then you could have something that can get you caught down bad for 18 years. You got some.
So as you can see here, we have a retard who has no self-control. So here's his check. Here you can see he got his gross pay of $1,600, and you see he got his regular little federal took out, Social Security, Medicare took out. But then you come down, you see you got the core and the dental. I guess you need all that. Then you got the support. So that means you have 4 kids with 4 different silly women that you have no future for or no desire to commit to. All because you couldn't scrap up and you couldn't just focus. And now you gotta $400 check because you couldn't focus, and you look like a sucker now, man. You walking around here talking about, man, I'm broke. And they're like, man, don't you work at the factory, bro? Don't you work at the factory? You like, man, you know, I had that child support, bro. That child support, man. And to me, it's not a cool look to me when a guy is struggling or a guy has a bunch of kids. To me, it's like, bro, like, you're 25, you got 5 kids, bro. Are you an idiot, or are you a retard, or are you both? It just doesn't look cool to me, bro. So I mean, make sure you're out here doing the right thing by your willie, you know what I'm talking about, man? Or I don't know, your pull-out game need to be good. If you're an idiot, your pull-out game needs to be good. But you shouldn't be out here just so irresponsible to the point where you got 4 different child support orders, man. I don't even know how he got this one for $31 and he got the other ones for $260 and $230. I guess I don't know what kind of judge work he did on them.
You got a kid with some woman that you you know, just because you want to just a little shot of that. And next thing you know, you sitting up, you got a baby with this lady who looks like Francine from Arthur. So not only do you have a baby with somebody that you don't really care for and they're not good looking, oh shit, man, I guess it's the same thing. You have a baby with somebody that's not good looking just because you just wanted to shop some boss at one time. Now you have a trash gene baby. You have a trash gene baby, bro. And the little girl, the girl that she was busting on was short. She was 4'11". So your son came out looking like what's the little dude from Game of Thrones? The little midget dude, man. So your son came out basically a midget, and he's ugly as hell and all that kind of stuff. Or maybe you're setting that you're bust open a weak-minded girl or something like that, and now you came out, you got your girlfriend, your little son and your daughter's looking like Bram the Broken in these streets. So I mean, that's just my thoughts on it, man. Man, busting and blocking is not worth your purpose and everything. And then another thing that I would say when it comes to that, man, it's like, are you gonna spend a year chasing girls around and you're sleeping on the floor, or you're trying to get to the next level in life, or are you gonna spend your time wisely doing things that will have you in a different position next year, you know? So I guess that's just my thoughts on the dark side of busting and blocking, man. I'm pretty sure I forgot a few, man, but y'all, of course, I'm pretty sure everybody will have some good tips down in the comments below, ladies and men. And I guess it would kind of go for ladies too. I guess it wouldn't really go for ladies. Like, there are ladies that do go around on a bust and block circuit, but that's not as big a thing. If you're going around on that, you already know what the consequences are. People find out that you've been out here, they ain't gonna really want to take it seriously. It's not gonna be hard to find a serious boyfriend or whatnot. What else? Yeah, just maybe it'll just mess with your mind and you'll be a crazy. And then also on the opposite end, you got a kid now by Dirty D. Rodney. Dirty D. Rodney gave you a kid, and he could have gave you some Dirty D, and now you got an STD. So yeah, you got to think about all that. I guess more for women. I guess it would be just making sure you ain't just going and busting around with anybody, because you could also wind up with a bum and you taking care of a J abusive bum for years and years. I don't know how a lot of women do that kind of stuff, but they always seem to do. It seems like to be a pretty common thing for a woman to stick around with somebody for and not even like a year. Like, they've been stuck around with some dude for like 5 years, 7 years, 8 years. Like, bro, like, this dude never had a job. He never had a job. He hit on you and he did weird stuff, but you stuck around and you even gave him significant amounts of money to fund his life. And he cheated on you, so I mean, just dumb, man. But I guess, man, before you think with the small head, you got to get out here and I guess do some pre-post nut clarity in your real head and think, man, is this really worth it? Next time you want to have that girl over that you're not really sure is she really busting, you have to think, man, I'm gonna be really tired tomorrow, man. So this is probably not that smart. Or I don't know, the way I was talking to her on the phone and she kind of didn't seem like she was all there. Do I really want to get involved with somebody like this? Maybe she said something crazy. I mean, if you are still going to jump into the busting and blocking, because I think it is harder, it's easier said than done to not do, make sure you're strapped up. There's no reason why you shouldn't be strapped up with randoms. yeah, I want to feel it. I want to feel it. Well, you're a dumbass. You're gonna feel the wrath of the STDs and diseases, and then you're gonna also feel the wrath of having a kid that you don't want, that you're not ready for, and they might have subpar genes because you was busting on Francine from Arthur or Muffy from Arthur, and or they might just be broke down with them Bramner broken genes. You never know, man. So that's just my thoughts on it, man. I think women that lie on dudes like that, they should automatically go to prison. Not automatic. Well, yeah, they need to get investigated thoroughly, and they should automatically go to prison because they do a few things. They not only lied on this man and ruined his life, but they also ruined it for other women who have legit claims. You know what I mean? So that's just my thoughts on it, man. Y'all let me know. Like I said earlier, I'm pretty sure y'all got a lot to add to it, and I'm gonna be looking forward to seeing it. But anyway, man, have a great day, and I'll see you next time.